Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Oman's Transport Ministry and Hutchison Ports Sohar sign agreement. Environment Authority plants 7,000 saplings in Oman. Body of missing expat found in Oman. Maldives President Solih thanks India for generous COVID financial aid in last 2 years. NASA continue to work with Russian counterpart. Next, UN Secretary General should be female, says General Assembly Chief. Tom Brady, NFL superstar, ends brief retirement. Beijing 2022, a new chapter in Olympic and Paralympic history, says IOC member. Those were the headlines. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the COVID-19 updates and the local stories for the day. Stay tuned.
The advancement of the fourth industrial revolution has given rise to a digital economy where humans and machines collaborate to leap ahead on innovation and profitability through the use of artificial intelligence. In the healthcare sector, Nebula AI enables applications to optimize operations. We can support fast diagnosis with high accuracy, MRI ultrasound analysis, immune system examinations, linkage and analysis of patient files, and the enablement of virtual nurses. AI is changing all the rules of how companies operate. Let us help you get there.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
We at TTV are coming up with a new show. In which we'll be discussing about retail, hospitality, aviation, education, and various other sectors so that you keep abreast of all the latest updates in the country. So let's talk every Monday at 8 p.m.
Welcome back now for the COVID-19 updates. 0 new COVID-19 related deaths have been registered in the Sultanate. That keeps the total number of deaths at 4,249. Meanwhile, 183 new cases of coronavirus were registered, which brings the total number of positive COVID-19 cases to 386,829. Now for the local stories. The Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology signed an agreement with Hutchison Ports Sohar on the management, development and operation of Qasab Port. Oman News Agency revealed that the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology and Oman International Company for International Container Terminal Hutchison Ports Sohar signed a memorandum of understanding related to the management, development and operation of Qasab Port. The Environment Authority has planted 7,000 mangrove saplings in the Vilayat of Al Jazeera Al-Wusta Governorate. Within the framework of efforts to preserve and enrich biodiversity in the marine environment and within the national initiative to plant 10 million trees, the Environment Authority, represented by the Department of Marine Environment Conservation, in coordination with the Environment Department in Al-Wusta Governorate, implemented a campaign to plant 7,000 mangrove seedlings in Khorgavi in the Vilayat of Al Jazeera, the authority said in a statement. The body of an expat who was missing after the boat fire was found 18 nautical miles from the beach of the Vilayat of Dalkur, the Royal Oman Police said. The Coast Guard Police, led by the Dhofar Governorate Police, has found the missing Asian person as a result of the boat fire at sea earlier. He was found dead 18 nautical miles from the beach of the Vilayat of Dalkot. The procedures for handing over his body to his families are being completed, ROP said in a statement. The ROP announced previously that it was continuing its search operations for the missing expat as a result of a boat fire which occurred off the beach of the Vilayat of Dalkot last Thursday, as the police managed to rescue the remaining 14 crew members. With that, we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the international stories and sports news. Stay tuned.
The advancement of the fourth industrial revolution has given rise to a digital economy where humans and machines collaborate to leap ahead on innovation and profitability through the use of artificial intelligence. In the healthcare sector, Nebula AI enables applications to optimize operations. We can support fast diagnosis with high accuracy, MRI ultrasound analysis, immune system examinations, linkage and analysis of patient files, and the enablement of virtual nurses. AI is changing all the rules of how companies operate. Let us help you get there.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
We at TTV are coming up with a new show. In which we'll be discussing about retail, hospitality, aviation, education, and various other sectors so that you keep abreast of all the latest updates in the country. So let's talk every Monday at 8 p.m.
Welcome back to Midday Update, now for the international stories for the day. Highlighting the positive role played by India in the last 2 years, Maldives President Ibrahim Mohamed Solih, in his national address, has especially thanked the Indian government's role in helping his country cope with the COVID-19 pandemic, including gifting vaccines. In his address, Solih mentioned several friendly bilateral partners but singled out New Delhi for assisting Maldives' COVID-19 response efforts. In the last 2 years, India has generously aided us on many occasions. India donated the most number of vaccines. India purchased financial bonds worth $250 million to help recover our economy. We received a lot of equipment from India essential to provide health services, Solih said. Maldives President underlined that India eased up access for Maldivians requiring urgent health care, allowing them to travel to the country. This privilege was not afforded to any other country besides the Maldives. I also wish to thank, on behalf of all Maldivians, our friendly bilateral partners who assisted our COVID-19 response efforts. I take this opportunity to highlight India, Japan, USA, UAE, China, Bangladesh, WHO and some of the UN agencies for their support, Solih said. According to the Ministry of External Affairs, the Maldives has always been a close and important maritime neighbor for India. Multifaceted ties between the two countries have strengthened despite the pandemic-related disruptions. While Russian forces invade Ukraine and the West responds with unprecedented sanctions, US space agency NASA said they are continuing to work with their Russian counterparts. NASA continues working with all our international partners, including the State Space Corporation Roscosmos, for the ongoing safe operations of the International Space Station, a NASA spokesperson Dan Hoot said. The new export control measures will continue to allow US-Russia civil space cooperation. No changes are planned to the agency's support for ongoing in-orbit and ground station operations, Hoot added. This comes after Dmitry Rogozin, the head of Russia's space agency Roscosmos and a longtime ally of Putin, took to social media and warned that US sanctions could have dire consequences for the International Space Station program. There were some fears after Russia invaded Ukraine that the Russian space agency would ditch Van der He, an American astronaut who was scheduled to return to Earth in a Russian capsule from the International Space Station on March 30th. Despite the concerns, NASA said Van der Hey will be on the Soyuz rocket later this month. NASA has said that Van der Hey's plans to touch down in Kazakhstan have not changed. The Russia-Ukraine crisis 3 weeks ago has caused space programs to cancel launches and to break contracts. Concerns over Russia's willingness to help return Van der Hey to Earth came up after President Biden announced a series of economic sanctions on Moscow in response to its invasion of Ukraine. The sanctions would degrade their aerospace industry, including their space program, Biden said during a White House news conference. UN General Assembly President Abdullah Shahid said Monday that the next UN Secretary General should be a female. Just 4 women have been elected President of the General Assembly in its 76 sessions. However, no woman has ever been chosen as a Secretary General. This needs to be corrected, Shahid told the opening of the 66th session of the Commission on the Status of Women. The UN cannot call for the implementation of gold standards throughout the world as far as gender equality and women's empowerment is concerned, but not implement the standard at home, he said. I personally would lead from the front calling for the next Secretary General to be a woman. Join me in this clarion call, he said. In the past 76 years, all the 9 UN Secretary Generals have been male. The current Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, is in the first year of his second 5-year term. And now for the sports stories. Super Bowl champion Tom Brady said on Sunday that he was coming out of retirement and returning to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady had been retired for 40 days. This will be his 23rd season in the NFL. Brady announced the decision on social media, saying he had unfinished business. These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands, Brady wrote on Twitter. That time will come, but it's not now, he added. I love my teammates and I love my supportive family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back for my 23rd session in Tampa. The Beijing Winter Olympics and Paralympics will be recorded as a new chapter of Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games history, as they were held safely and successfully amid COVID-19, a member of the International Olympic Committee has said. Although the world is still grappling with stressful challenges resulting from the pandemic, the Beijing Winter Olympics and Paralympics underpin the important fact that sports can bring not only fun but also hope and inspiration to all of us, Kun Yung Patamalis Wadrakul, IOC member and Vice President of the National Olympic Committee of Thailand, said in a recent interview. She added that the Beijing Winter Olympics and Paralympics also provided encouragement, inspiration and intrigue for the younger generation and persons with disabilities to play winter sports. Those were local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.